So some other reasons for optimism on the fan text is from the 817. Micah Parsons won Defensive Rookie of the Year playing through a knee injury. How good would he be without a knee injury? And then the 254, and this is where my positive comes in because I disagree with this. The only positive is Micah Parsons. So I'm going to disagree with this. NFL.com gave the Cowboys rookie class an A-. And so you're going down the list. There's a pretty decent argument to be made. You did not get much from your second-round pick or one of your third-round picks, and they still get an A-. And why? Micah Parsons was amazing, but also Osa Odighizuwa started most of the games for the year, all right? So you've already got two you think could be or potential starters out of this group. The eventual hope will be that Nahshon Wright and Kelvin Joseph are starters. If Jabril Cox wouldn't have gotten hurt, he would have gotten the opportunity to be a starter. If Josh Ball wouldn't have gotten hurt, he would have gotten the opportunity to fill in and be a starter. Now, this is part projection. But if Jabril Cox and Josh Ball turn into anything, you're looking at a top of your draft class that you would think could contribute for the next 3 to 4 years.
Out of all three of us, I was the highest on Jabril Cox. Probably, I was a Jabril Cox super fan. I'm concerned about the injury.
That's fair.
That's the one thing I'm concerned about. But if we're being optimistic here, the positivity is the dude had speed to play at the NFL level. Dan Quinn covets speed. Go back and look. I saw Marcus Mosher posted his draft picks. Bruce Irvin, all of his guys were running 4.5s or lower, which were exceptional for where they were in their draft at the time on the defensive side of the ball. So I think that he can come back and be a contributor to this defense, but I'm not expecting anything.
Was it just an ACL injury?
Yeah.
That seems to me that I don't want to say perfected, but it feels like doctors have perfected that.
Yes.
That is not that big of a deal anymore. I get it still takes you out 8 to 9 months.
I'm still jaded Mike from Sean Lee's career. You know,
okay.
I'm still
you feel like he could come back and just kind of always.
I don't know that that's the truth because he wasn't injured in college.
Yeah.
You know, that's not that. And Sean Lee was an injured in college guy. So that is my kind of little concern. Is I just want to see him get through a full season now. At this point, right. But I agree with you on that. Is the injuries? We were just talking about that earlier this morning. The Achilles injury used to be you're done forever, and now guys are coming back and working hard to get back to it.
I think that Jabril Cox right now, before the draft, and it's not like the Cowboys are going to have a lot of money to spend in free agency, I do think they expect him to play a lot of downs next year.
Yes.
So I do like him too. So I do think that he can have an impact, and I think, you know, wherever Micah Parsons plays, that has to be two of the fastest linebackers together if they were both out there. Now, maybe there would be some weaknesses and strength up the middle. I'm not worried about Micah Parsons there, but maybe there could be a little bit of bullying Jabril Cox early on in his career if, let's say, next year he becomes the starter next to Micah Parsons. But that's optimistic to me because – boy, we're going to have Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith. Mm-hmm. That surely didn't work out at all. After
I caught that fever too.
Yeah,
I really
you certainly did. The Josh Ball thing, I don't have any expectation for him. I'm not going to have any expectation for him until I see him in camp and get my eyes on him.
Sure.
But if we're going to stick to positive there, if he can, you just said it. If he can do anything, you're looking really, really good.
Yeah.
If Kelvin Joseph can turn into a cornerback, then you're looking really, really good. So, I mean, this draft was a positive. I don't know. Can you get the same kind of production from the next draft? Because as we talk, every year the level of talent coming out is going to be different.
So here's my kind of hope about that.
Because if you're thinking, hey, we're going to go into this draft and just find the next Micah, I mean, it's not going to be that easy.
I agree with you there. My hope in this one is you continue the stagger system, right? So you draft all of these players, and while they're staggering in and learning their way of the world, you see the step up from Jabril Cox, Josh Ball, Wright, Joseph, and you see, like, let's just say those 4 in particular. If 3 of those 4 ascend and become like real starters, then you're like, okay, I feel great about this, and it gives you more time for the next class, or it gives you more time for your bootleg free agents that you're going to bring in that actually could turn out really great. Like you mentioned, you had the audio from J-Ron Kurtz this morning with Sean and RJ, is I'll try to look at these free agency signings a little different, because when you brought him in, it was like, well, mark that down under who gives an S, and it turned out to be a huge deal for this team.